How many of you have seen the movie Milk? Can I see a show of hands? Milk. The secret is, how can the case of the prosecution, their effort, be so lame? This is the prosecution of the killer of George Moscone and Harvey Milk. How can the prosecution be so lame that a man, the killer, who had enough presence of mind to sneak a gun into City Hall, go in first, open a bathroom window to be able to go back outside and plant the gun, you know, if that's not premeditated murder, how can the prosecution's case be so lame that he gets charged with manslaughter based on something called the Twinkie defense instead of first-degree murder? Well, obviously, this is not my secret, but I think I know. Listen to my story and see what you think. The morning of the murder, I'm across the street from the Hall of Justice. I'm in the Prisoner Services office. That's where I work. I'm working for the Sheriff's Department. I've been there since the start of 1978. And we're kind of milling around, waiting for, we kind of have like two divisions. The rest of the prison is down in San Bruno. We've got a unit down there. So we're having a weekly staff meeting, and we're waiting for the guys from Bruno to get up to Hall of Justice. And one of the guys from Bruno comes running through the door. Hey, he's not even late. What's this? Turn on the radio, turn on the radio. And before we could ask him what's going on, the radio's on, and right away, we were interrupting this program for a news bulletin. Mayor George Moscone and Harvey Milk have just been shot in their City Hall office. And it was just like somebody punched me in the stomach really hard. Now, I didn't know either of the men personally, but why they were important to me was this. I'm living in this ultra-hip, cosmopolitan center of creativity and personal freedom, and the one, like, anonymous, it didn't fit in. Like, this one center of opacity was city government. Under the former mayor, Joseph Alioto, who all people knew was connected, you know, like he played with the bad boys, city government of San Francisco was like opaque. It was like it could have been in Fort Knox. There was no way, you know, talk about transparency. It was opaque. Now, Harvey Milk, I'm not gay, but I happened to catch him hearing him talking in the city council, just this incredible, articulate, passionate talk on behalf of neighborhood versus corporate interests. And man, I am sold. I'm enthralled. And then George Moscone comes in, and he's not flamboyant, but he comes in with all these things that, in his own quiet way, that are going to definitely shake up the old boy entrenched network of the government of San Francisco. Now, I had been living there. This is my 6th year in San Francisco, and I had been getting pretty jaded on San Francisco on a number of different fronts. But like, these two guys were like a breath of hope to me for the city. And boom, they're gone. I'm stunned. I don't even hear the rest of the broadcast. So I'm up on the 8th floor of the Hall of Justice in the prison doing my work. And for the however many months I had been there, I never had heard the public address system being used. And I hear the public address system. May I have your attention, please? Everybody remain where you are. Do not enter the central corridor. And we all knew what was happening. They were bringing in the killer. So after the all clear, I worked my way down to the Hall of Justice Caf for lunch. Now, I got to tell you, the Hall of Justice cafeteria is this amazing place because the Hall of Justice in San Francisco essentially encompasses the entire criminal justice system. You got the police department, you got the DA's office, you got the courts. And I happened to sit down with a public defender I know, and somebody he knows is somebody from the DA's office, and pretty soon the table's full. There's a judge sitting across from us, and we all are talking about what happened. And the guy from the DA's office happened to go to school with the killer, Dan White. And these words come out of his mouth. I almost don't believe what I'm hearing. He says, "Yeah, that's the kind of guy Dan was. You know? That's the kind of guy Dan was. He gets pissed at somebody and goes kills him." It's almost like he's excusing him. And right then and there, for me, that was the final straw for San Francisco. I'm getting out of here. This city is too crazy for me. And I decided right then and there I'm not renewing my contract with the Sheriff's Department. But before I left, I had to go see what kind of guy is this guy. And so I made my way to his cell. And as I walked there, my first impression is white bread. If you could get more undifferentiated. And I looked into his eyes and I saw doom. He knew he had not only screwed up, but he screwed up his life. Well, I followed my intention, left San Francisco, left criminal justice, left anything to do with public service, got my MBA in computer information systems, and I'm walking down the steps of my new employer, Intel, and I hear one woman talking to another. Hey, did you hear the news? What? Dan White killed himself. And she hears me when I say, good. And she gasps. And it feels like, you know, okay, justice has been done. So, I don't have the secret to reveal. I don't know for sure that the district attorney's office threw the case. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Thank you.